fellow budgeters, my name is Brandy and you're watching From Debt to Dreams, and on this channel we're paying off over $400,000 worth of debt, but don't you fret, way more than half of that is our mortgage. And today we're doing a monthly budget closeout or wrap up or whatever, and a debt update. The debt update is not as super big as I would like, but that's okay because that's not really our focus right now. Our focus is to build up our emergency fund and other sinking funds so that I feel more comfortable sending money to debt, so we're not robbing Peter to pay Paul kind of a thing. So let's get started. First, let's do our category breakdown. We started January of 2026 with $4,127.69. We had a total earned income of, that's not completely right, as I am here right now. Hold on. Actually, that is right. We had an earned income of $8,304. We used $52 of savings. We received $50.13 of other income, which brings our total income for the month to be $12,533.82. So for our categories, I'm going to go through these pretty quickly, just because I don't know who's really interested in this outside of me. I don't really see other budgeters doing this when they do their closeouts. So I don't know how interesting this is to other people. But this is interesting to me, and just to see where my money goes. So for household, we budgeted $2,200 and we spent $2,197. So we were under budget by about $2.69. For groceries, we budgeted $1,325. We only spent $1,090, so we were under by $234. For cars and gas, that includes obviously gas for our cars and anything we need to spend on our cars, so like car insurance. We budgeted $525 and we only spent $409, so we were under by $115. Utilities, we budget $775. We spent $622, so we were under by $152. Takeout was a bad month. We spent $457 on takeout. Tithes, I budget $173 and we spent $151, so we were under by $22. And I think that the reason why each time I'm under by so much is because I contribute to, we have a child that we adopted through Compassion International. And a while ago, they sent us a message that said that our monthly dues were going to be going up to roughly $65. But then they never did that. So I always budget $65 just in case they charge us $65. But they've only been charging us our normal $43. So it's still going to continue to be budgeted as $65. So that we should only have about another year left with Compassion International. And then we need to decide if we're going to do it again through them or if we're going to send that money to a more local. It's my lunch break timer. Hold on. We'll need to decide if we're going to send our money to a more local charity. But that is something that we will continue to keep out of our budget. We just need to decide if it's still going to be Children's International or Compassion International, if it's going to be something different. Health, I only put in my budget what our life insurance was, the cost of our life insurance, but then I also pay for my allergy shots and prescriptions and those kinds of things. And right now I just don't write those in my budget. So we ended up spending $169. So we were over $85 from what we originally budgeted, but that's okay. Those were still expected expenses. The kids, we only budgeted $75, and that was for baseball registration fees, but we ended up spending $174, so we were over by about $100, and that's because the baseball registration fees were $10 more than I expected, and we got like some clothes or some shoes or something. Jason, we budgeted $40 and he spent $50, so we were over by $10. This one is embarrassing. I spent $92, and we don't budget anything for me, but I just like bought a book or ordered a couple of things on Etsy, those kinds of things I really didn't need to be doing, but I did anyway. Annual fees, we budgeted $130 because I only was expecting Costco to come, but then we were at $223. So we had Mint City Collective come out, Costco, and which else came out? I'm just gonna go look through my things real quick. Costco, Mint City, and then we have to buy a water filter for our refrigerator every 6 months, so I count that as an annual fee. So that's what that is. For pets, I only budgeted $85, and we spent $395, and now that is because Sadie's surgery was scheduled and was completed, and that included a payment towards, we put the cost of Sadie's surgery on our credit card. So this includes we had to take her to get some blood work. We had to, she needed her anal glands expressed before the surgery was even scheduled. And then we made a payment towards the credit card, which is what we put the surgery on. So there's that. Savings, I budgeted $800 and we ended up saving $1,064, which was great. And I actually think that I did this number wrong because I wasn't counting sinking funds, and sinking funds are a savings that I count. So anyway, so that one is a little wrong, but that's okay. For debt, we budgeted $1,575 and we sent $1,572 in debt payments. Fun and entertainment, I misspelled this on here, but that's okay. It's going to be that way for the rest of the year. For fun and entertainment, we budgeted $55, ended up spending $63.56. Celebrations, I budgeted nothing and we spent $11.87. And then school, we budgeted nothing and spent $34, and that was for class pictures and hot lunch for Joshua. So altogether, I had budgeted $7,843. We ended up spending $8,781, and so we are over budget, like the hard written down budget of $938. So let's go into our net worth while we're here. I never know what order I should do things in, so let's just do our net worth. Now this is just my rough numbers. I don't include my 401k. I don't include car equity because I don't believe that cars really have any equity. I mean, it's not that I don't believe that. I know that if I had to sell my car, I could get some money out of it, but like, I just feel like cars are a liability all the time. It's just that our cars are paid off, so I don't have to worry about them. And then I don't include our house equity. Somebody had commented in my December closeout that I should count my house equity. And so then I was thinking about, well, like, how do I do that? Because do I put how much our original mortgage was here, and then what we owe over here, and like put into our assets, like, or do I put what I would sell the house for? Because I don't even know what I would sell the house for, to be honest with you. So I didn't include it this time because I don't know. I don't know how to do that. And also, like, yeah. And I'm trying to figure out if I want to do that this year. Because like one of my unofficial goals of the year is to get our net worth to be under 400,000 or negative 400,000. And so like, if I do that, add the house on there, then obviously that's going to happen because we bought our house for 330,000 and we owe 273. So, we do, anyway. Long story, that's my question. So here we are. Our assets total $5,626.29, and our liabilities total $421,777.24. So last month, our net worth was negative $416,800, and this month our net worth is $416,150. So our difference is that we increased our net worth by $650 roughly. And I think a lot of that is we had to spend some of our savings money to pay for things like annual fees and Sadie's surgery. So a lot of that money, so it didn't go up as high as I was hoping to, but that's okay. And since we're talking about debt, let me pull this metric over really quickly. I don't have like a blank piece of paper to put it on. We'll just use this. So, let's see, some metrics I like to look at when I'm looking at my debt is our interest. So last month in December 2025, our interest was $1,850. And this time our interest was $1,864. So it went up. And I'm just so confused because I really thought that when I would be making payments to student loans, like I guess I do not understand how student loan interest is calculated because the interest I paid on my student loan last month, I paid more so I send the same amount of payments every month. It's always $180 to my student loan. And last month, the interest was like $93, and this month the interest was like $100. So it's like, how is that possible? Because the principal should be going down. So wouldn't the amount of interest per month be going down a little bit too? That's why I'm just so confused, because that's how it is on a mortgage. That's how it is on our debt consolidation loan. Like, I don't understand. So there's that. I don't know. I'm confused. I guess I just don't understand. So our debt balance, in December of 2025 was $422,864.13. And for January of 2026, our debt balance is $421,777.24, which is great because then we've paid $1,086 in principal in January. So that is really exciting. So since we were talking about our debt, and that's kind of like the end of things, let's do our coloring sheets now. So here's Christmas. We are trying to get to $1,300 by November 30th. $1,300 is our bare minimum. If we have a little bit extra in there, that would be fantastic. So each one of these icons equals $13. And I'm going to put a little thing up here. I thought I was only at 250, but I'm at 350 right now, which is really great. So I guess because I used a referral code when I opened up my Ally account, and I've made qualifying automatic deposits into the Ally account, I was given $100 as a bonus payment. And I decided to move that to Christmas to help us reach our goal and to help us get a little bit more, maybe go over our goal. So I have to color in 15 icons. Yeah, 15 icons, because 350 divided by 13 is 26. And so 10, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I need to stop here. So I'm going to do that one first. There. So I'll be right back as I color the rest of these. Okay, so there is that. All right, we're not coloring anything in that one. Okay, so for my husband's federal student loan, we made a payment of $127. So the balance on this first student loan is $4,197.31. So we get to color in one heart. All right. The next student loan, we paid $52. I don't know why that looks like a 7. It's not supposed to, but our balance now here is $9,836, and unfortunately the balance on this was originally $9,820, so we don't get to color in anything. Same with this one. We sent $54 to this loan. Our balance is $10,374.65. Same with this loan. We sent $80 to this loan, and this loan, the balance actually went down, which was great. $15,195.21. And then this one, 54, the balance went down a little bit, $10,374.65, but not enough to color in an icon. And this one, $80, $15,243.60, not enough to color in an icon. So, for my federal student loan, we sent $180, and so now our balance is $21,505.62. And we do actually get to color in 2 leaves on this, because each leaf is $56. And I think that when I color in one of these leaves or any of the icons, if I have like 2.3 or something, I'm only coloring in 2. And so I think that I'm finally to the point where like I'm kind of catching up on all the points. So this month we get to color in 2. Okay. For our debt consolidation loan, we sent a payment of $942.91. Gosh, I wish it was a $9,000 payment. That would have been awesome. So, the balance is now $61,360.14. So, we're using multiple trackers for this loan because it's a debt consolidation loan. So, I was working on these debts before we got the debt consolidation loan, and I've been using the same trackers I was using for those debts to also pay on this one. So we're still on this one, and we get to color in 10. So I'll be right back while I do that. Not a fan of this purple. Oh well. So that's exciting. So we only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 left on this tracker. So next month we'll get to finish off this tracker and move on to this tracker, which is like super, super exciting. And this one should go fast because each spot is only $9.17. So yay. Okay. And then another exciting news is we get to fill in one of these on our mortgage. So our mortgage balance is $273.689. And so the next piece we needed was $273,913. So since we are under that number, we can color this in. So exciting. But since our total balance is still 421,000, we don't get to color in one of these, unfortunately. We need to wait till we're at 419,255. So there is that. So that is really cool. All right. And I think that's it. The one other thing I wanted to talk about really quickly is my beautiful niece who follows along on my channel. She reminded me about debt refinancing, like student loan refinancing. And my husband and I have not refinanced our student loans for a couple of reasons for a while. We'd run out of, you wouldn't be able to do the like the certain repayment plans, and then I've always had this feeling like something's going to happen to Jason before it happens to me. So I'm always like, well, I don't want to pay his student loan debt. So if he dies, like that debt would kind of die with him, I believe, right? And then it was all these other like excuses coming up with. Well, here's what I've come to the realization after my niece sent me that text. I was like, I'm really tired of filling out annual paperwork. I'm really tired of them wanting me to send like a mortgage payment basically for a student loan payment in order for us to pay this off and to make any kind of progress. It's maddening. And in order for us to make any kind of progress with this, I'm going to have to face the facts and either refinance or figure out a way to send over $1,000 a month to pay this off. And since I don't have $1,000 a month to pay this off, we decided to refinance the student loan, my husband's federal student loan. So we refinanced, we were approved, and I believe that the payment should have gone through so that Mohila won't come after us anymore. And I won't be making any more payments to Mohila. So in February, this is going to change. I'm going to do it much like I do the debt consolidation loan, where I'm still using the same trackers like these that I used for the husband's like student loans, just so we can see the progress happening. And then in February, we won't have to make any payments anywhere for my husband's student loan because we won't have to start making payments on that refinance loan until March. So the $450 that we put towards the student loans, we will put towards Sadie's surgery that we're paying off. So that is what's happening right now. And so that is something that's going to be a little change. I am excited and happy because now I don't have to keep worrying about filling in, having my husband fill out paperwork every year, or us telling the government every year how much we're making so that we can stay on these repayment plans that are doing nothing except for making the balances continue to rise. So I'm really excited about this. The payment will stay close to the same. I think our payment's going to be like $496 a month instead of $450. And the $450 is something that I just made up on my own, trying to pay just the interest. And obviously I'm not doing a good job with that because technically his student loan is still in forbearance because he was on the SAVE repayment plan. And then as soon as the SAVE repayment plan like went into effect, it was just a mess. So I just want the federal government off our back, and I just want to pay this off. So that's how we're going to do it. We still have the federal government on our back for my student loan, but it is smaller. And I really feel like if we can tackle that one first, we can just get it paid off. My goal is by the end of 2027. That would be really, really awesome. But we'll see. We will see. All right. So that's it, my friends, for this video. I hope to see you on Wednesday with a whimsical Wednesday video where I do my mini savings challenges. All right. I'll talk to you then. Bye. Listen. No, I'm not going to do that quite. Y'all, while I was filming my mini savings challenge video, I realized that we did not add up the completed savings challenges that we finished in January. So these are the savings challenges. We've already stuffed this money. It was just kind of to see how much money we have saved in the month of January. These savings challenges were not started in January. A lot of them were not. Some of them were. So let's just see. So we had 7 on this tiny, 8 on that one, 20 on that mini, 24 on that mini, 14 on this one, 20 on that one, 25 on that one, 20 on this one, 24 on this one, 65 on this one, and 58 on this one. So we completed $285 in savings challenges, and I sit here and I think, well, that's not enough because I put $350 every 2 weeks to savings challenges. That's $700 a month that I put into savings challenges. However, the savings challenges that I have in my Play and Pay binder are very much, did I count even this one? Anyway, let's do this math again. But the money I have, the savings challenges I have in my Play and Pay binder are very much so long-term savings challenges. They're a little higher, so a lot of that money has stayed in that binder for right now while we wait to get this stuff done. So I did not save or tell you the right number. It was 458 because there was one of those that somehow got mixed up, got lost. So we this is a hot mess part of the thing. I'm so sorry, but we finished $458 worth of savings challenges in the month of January, and that is really great news. All right, friends, now for real. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.